there, kids? That ruling just in from a New York court. A father was accused of abusing his son after spanking him for cursing. But in a unanimous decision, the appellate court rules spanking is, quote, a reasonable use of force. Courts in several other states have also backed up parents.
Most states, including Missouri, define child abuse as an act or failure to act that results in imminent risk or serious harm to child's health and welfare due to physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. Missouri law defines abuse as the infliction of physical, sexual, or mental injury against a child by any person 18 years of age or older. Spanking in a reasonable manner is not included. Johnny was playing in the neighborhood street after being told by his parents several times not to. After realizing this, his mother ran outside, grabbed him, and brought him inside. Johnny's mom has a decision to make. She has repeatedly told Johnny to not play in the street, yet he continues to defy her. She has tried putting him in timeout, taking away his TV, and even sending him to his room with no dinner. It seems her only choice now is to inflict corporal punishment on Johnny. She begins to weigh her options.
I've asked Johnny over and over to stop playing in the street. If I choose to hit him now, he may feel temporary pain, but he will learn his lesson and obey me.
Johnny's mom is thinking in a utilitarian way. She is justifying spanking Johnny now so that he will behave in the future. The ends justify the means.
If I spank Johnny, he will feel temporary pain, and I'm not sure I can handle watching that. Him obeying me in the future would not be worth more than the pain he feels now.
In this instance, Johnny's mom is now thinking in a Kantian way. The end result does not justify her inflicting pain on him now. Johnny knew he was in trouble. His mother looked at him and said, "You know better than to play in the street." She raised her hand and hit Johnny firmly on his bottom. She sent him to his room and reflected on her decision.
I chose to spank Johnny because I had exhausted all other options. I know that a little pain now will help him in the future. Here are some other reasons why inflicting corporal punishment on your child is a smart and ethical decision.
Hi, I'm Trent, and a long time ago, when I was a little kid, I decided that'd be funny to trip my little brother. So for a couple weeks, every time my brother would walk past me, I'd stick my foot out and trip him. Well, every time my mom walked into the room, she was confused as to why my brother was on the ground and thought that he had a problem with his balance or his legs. So she took him into the doctor, and after multiple tests, they found out that my brother was perfectly fine, and there was no reason he should be falling on the ground. So my mom started following him around and kind of paying closer attention, and finally caught me as I was tripping him. So one day I was walking around the house, and all of a sudden my mom stuck her foot out and tripped me, and I fell on the ground. And I finally made a direct link in between her tripping me and how it felt, and myself tripping my brother and how it must make him feel. So we can say that that stopped pretty quickly.
In 1979, Sweden became the first country to put a legal ban on parental corporal punishment. A study conducted after the ban showed that children raised with this law in effect were much more likely to be involved in crime. In addition, child abuse rates in Sweden exploded over 500%. This study found that parents began resorting to pushing, grabbing, and shoving. They were also beating their children twice as often as before the ban. In conclusion, corporal punishment is ethical for these reasons. First, it makes a direct link between behavior and bad consequences. Secondly, it leads to long-term positive results down the road. And lastly, it is socially acceptable by American standards.
My name is Emma, and I was spanked as a child when I disobeyed my parents.
My name's Claire, and my mom used to smack me when I talked back.
Hi, my name's Melissa, and I was spanked once as a child. It was enough to scare me straight, and I learned my lesson the first time.
Hi, I'm Alex Miller, and I have a psychological condition from being spanked as a child, and it's called respect for others.